AFTV. That's a good performance.
Yeah, it was a good win.
Enjoy
it? It was a good win. Did I enjoy it?
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed seeing Martinelli and Pepe score. Yeah, I enjoyed it because a couple of players there scored goals today. Pepe with a nice third. Even his first was nice.
Do you know what the thing about it is? 2 players there that scored that we've been screaming out to see more game time all season.
Yeah.
Even the Villarreal game was like Martinelli when he played the false 9 and things like that. Do you think Arteta's looking on it now and thinking, you know what, I've made a mistake with these guys, man?
I hope so. Because I said it downstairs, you know. When you come into a business, if you want to turn it around, I can understand you going with what you might call the experience. That seems like the sensible thing to do in any walk of life. But what's evident to us fans pre-Arteta is the experience is not quite that at Arsenal Football Club. It's not the right type of experience. He's happened to find out in the worst possible way. Look at the season we've had, the Europa League semi-final. You say, is he looking back and thinking maybe he should have did this and that? I think he is, because he's a new manager learning. So he has to learn from this season. He can't look at this season and think, this season has gone to plan. Because God knows what that process we get told about is then. But he has to look at this season. If he is going to be in charge next season, which I don't want, but if he is, he has to learn. And Pepe and Martinelli are 2 players that we can turn the corner with. They are 2 players not tarnished, in my opinion, with the awful, rotten legacy of the last 10 years. So seeing them score today hopefully is an eye-opener to Arteta to move forward with them more involved.
Do you think, right, like he's going to be in charge next year, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
It's pretty obvious. If you was in charge of him, what would you be saying to him is your minimum requirement next season?
Minimum requirement has to be top 4 now. And I say that because end of next season will be 2.5 years in the job. I'm not looking at this season and saying, you know what, top 6 would be a step up next season. Because yes, it might be, but what step up are you looking for here? The step up, because we haven't had the greatest of years, it doesn't change for me. 2.5 years into your managerial reign, you need to be achieving this. And that's a fair amount of time to achieve it. So I think next season, the bare minimum for us needs to be a top 4 finish. We might not have European football. We might have it now all of a sudden with the results going in our favour, I guess. I'm weary to say in our favour because we might sit here on Sunday, 6, 7 p.m. and be talking about the Conference League. I don't know how much in our favour that is, you know. On the other hand, we might have Europa League. On the other hand, we might have nothing. So it's still very much up in the air. I can get fans now talking about, listen, we can still make Europe. But number one, we're going to be arguing about the wrong type of Europe. It's not the Europe we want to be in. It's not the Champions League. And number two, it's more likely it's Conference League because to expect 3 teams, West Ham, Everton and Tottenham, not to win on the last day, it's pushing it regardless of who they got.
Conference League, man.
Can
Please,
you imagine?
no, man. I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine us getting it, and that would be the anticlimax of all that. That's like the Carabao Cup of Europe, innit?
Yeah, listen,
It's like playing in 2 Carabao Cups.
I was on a stream on my channel in January, I think it was, when someone in the comments said, have you heard about the 3rd tier? I laughed it off. I searched it on the side and it was true. And I said on the stream, I said, knowing Arsenal and Tottenham, it'll be one of us to be the first teams in that competition. You'll get the Twitters from the Conference League saying, welcome Arsenal, or, you know, and it'll be banter for a year or 2. The thing is, there is no gold at the end of that tournament. There is no Champions League entry. You win the Conference, you get into Europa League. So I'd rather skip it, you know.
Yeah, me too.
It's Europa League or nothing right now. And I'd rather skip that one.
Just finally, it's looking like nothing's going to change. Arteta will be here. Kroenkes are saying they're not going to sell. If they don't sell, what do they have to do this summer for a fan like you, who've been so against them? And I know you'd say leave, but they ain't going to leave. If they stay, if you could have a face-to-face with them and said, right, you know what, you're staying, this is how you win a fan like me back, what would you tell them?
You're pushing me to answer a question that would normally be they can't do nothing. But what needs to be done at Arsenal?
All right, what the question, what you be giving them your reply, you say, right, to start to get a fan like me on board, this is what you have to do.
Overhaul would be the key word. And I look at the 11 men we had on the pitch today starting and the 9 substitutes. I went through them and 8, 9 of them we need to move on from. That's just 20 man there. Half, 50% we need to move on from. That's without Luiz, Bellerin and the rest of the 5 that haven't been mentioned. An overhaul is necessary. And people can say it's not realistic. I've seen Chelsea overhaul 8 players in one window. I've seen Liverpool do 7 players in one window. You can do it if you want to do it. Nothing will change on the pitch, and we can argue all day about our performances, but unless the direction changes off the pitch, it's not going to change on the pitch. So what I would say is they're digging their heels in. If they had to do something this summer, is I want to see movement, not just in but out as well. I want to see at least 6 names out of this club, and I don't mean 6 with 2-3 of them being Eddie, Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Willock. They should be out regardless. I mean 6 as in Xhakas, Bellerins, Holdings, the Chamberses, all these type of players. You know, they need to do the hard work now. They've done the easy work in a sense of last summer we had the deadline day signing, which is easy for them. You know, a break in a release course should be done at the beginning of a window if you're a big club. They've done it at the end to appease us. Yeah, we thought it's going to be better days. It wasn't. Now do the hard work. Stop covering up the truth and the reality to the fans. Do what's necessary, because we can all see it now. They've hid it for long enough. They've hid it for a long time, over a decade, Rob. But I think now it's all there to see. And their response to echo with, I don't need the money or we don't need the money, arrogance. We know they don't need the money. It's not a question of do you need the money. It's a question of you don't care, so sell up, you know. So their response to me seems like they're a bit sour about this situation now, whether it's against Ek or us fans. There's something there. We don't need the money. Of course you don't need the money. Who's arguing that? So the arrogance stinks. But Sunday protest, you know, our last game of the season, our last chance to, you know, get together, unify and get one message across. Hopefully it has a similar impact to the last one, which brought about the Daniel Ek interest and then the last few weeks of rumours around the Invincible trio involved and whatnot. Who knows? Sunday might bring a new interested party. Sunday might push Ek to increase a bid. Sunday might turn Kroenke's eyes and decide to sell. I'm not giving up yet that this summer they won't, you know, leave, because I believe
You still want them to sell?
I still want them to sell badly. If you could say to me, we're going with this exact same squad next season, but Kroenke's gone, I'll take that, because at least I can hope for better days around the corner. I can't hope for that with this guy in charge.